let's go ahead and say you need to do something multiple times. So let's say you have 6 servers and you need to be able to install some software, or you need to be able to write a file to those servers. Well, how do you do it? Do you do it one by one in your code? No, that's really where a for loop comes into play. So you essentially say for x is just something, it's just, the value here, for x in some other value, and then you have your colons, and then do something pretty much. So the one thing that I do want to point out, and what does get tricky when you're first getting the feel of what for loops are, is this value right here, that's what actually contains the thing that you're doing. So for example, if you're doing for VM in VMs, and let's just pretend that VMs here, this is just some variable sitting somewhere with a list of virtual machines. And then you have your colon here, and then you do something here. This is what actually contains the value for the values or the strings or the integers or anything that's in this variable. So this is what's going to ultimately contain that value. Let's go ahead and kind of see that in action here. So what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of number here. We're going to do for, we could do, this value could be anything. It could literally be cookie or coffee, anything you want. So we can do for y in high print y. So let's go ahead and run this. Okay, and we're going to scroll up here, and we can see that the for loop printed out hi Mike, but it didn't print it out in one line. It printed it out in multiple lines. Well, why? Not why here, literally why. So why is because we're doing a for loop. So it's saying for this value, print out each thing that's in this value on its own line. So that's why we have that's why we have H, we have I, M, I, K, E, because it's going through the high variable, which is found here. It's storing that value here, and then it's printing out the value each time. Let's see another type of scenario. Let's maybe do testing. Okay, so what I want you to do is pause the video for a second and let me know what you think is going to happen here. Remember, this value contains for each value that's here in the variable. So what's going to happen? I want to print out testing, but I want to do it in a for loop. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to run this, and we're going to see testing multiple times. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now let's think about that for a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this printed out for 6 letters here, and then that extra for the Y. So now let's maybe I'm going to do a list, and we're going to say test 1, test 2. Okay, so there's 3 values here in this variable, and they are split up by commas. This is a list, and this is just, a list of values, and we have that test 1, test 2, test 3. So what's going to happen if I run this, and then we'll do confirmed. Okay, so what's going to happen here? Well, let's go ahead and run this. Okay, and we see confirmed 3 times. So why is it 3 versus, hey, maybe you're thinking it should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, blah, blah, blah. The reason why is because this list here is specifying 3 values, and they're comma separated. So you have 1 value, 2 values, 3 values. And then that's what's going to get printed right down here. Whatever values exist, and if you just have a standard string, like for example, let's do hi2 equals hello world. This is technically a whole bunch of different values here. So if we run this, we run Scratch. Oops, sorry, I gotta change this to 2. Change this here. Okay, and as you can see, a bunch of different values, because specifying all of these aka values, each string, well, this is one string, but each letter is a value. Not only that, but you can have multiple for loops in your code. So I can go down here and I can say for x in hi, print the next for loop. And we'll go ahead and we'll run this. And as we can see, it printed out everything from the first for loop, and then it also printed everything out from the second for loop right down here. So this was the end of the little tutorial here on YouTube for kind of getting started with Python and getting started with the language. In the next video, what we're going to do is jump into a little project and we're going to create a Flask API application.